How would you describe the game to a friend?
It's a free-for-all with a big, huge, greased-up watermelon.
Take a watermelon, you grease it up. I guess there's a bunch of different things you can grease it up with.
It's intense, it's wild.
Maybe Vaseline, maybe baby oil, maybe...
They throw this Crisco'd up watermelon into a pool, and a bunch of people on each side of the pool just dive for it.
You have to take the watermelon from one side of the pool or the pond or wherever you're swimming and get it to the other side.
You end up just finding your friend and attacking them, dunking them and dragging them, hopefully, and the watermelon back to your side.
Oh, we would get really rough.
I got a black eye once.
An Olympic game?
The US Olympic Greasy Watermelon team added another chapter to the miraculous story they seem to be writing when they triumphed over the team from Finland yesterday in a 2-1 victory. On the other side of the bracket, the Canadians defeated Team Russia yesterday by a score of 2-0. The Gonads enter tomorrow's final, heavily favoured to win the gold.
People are trying to hype this up, but it doesn't need any more drama than there already is. The Canadians, they bring a lot of history to the game. Their players, the 70s, they had, Mila Jovanovic.
In my country, everyone knows how to say my name. It is only in this backwards, stupid country that people pronounce it jigger.
If other teams, they want to come at us with a lot of meanosity or aggressivity.
I will stick my foot in your neck if I want to.
We're used to that type of, that play. We played in the out-of-ground pools.
Maybe if you want to show up tonight, I'll show you how to play.
All right,
how
Mr.
to swim.
Let's save it for the game.
You can kiss my white ass.
If there weren't filters on the drains, those guys would run right down it.
Hey, show some respect.
They're twigs.
I'll drink to that.
Let me look at the bulk.
As your great Flavor Flav would say, bring the noise.
Hi, everybody, and on behalf of the OSN Network, welcome back to the Recreation Swimming Center here in Brookline, Massachusetts. Capacity crowd is on hand to watch as the nations of Canada and the United States battle it out for the first ever gold medal offered in the new sport of Olympic greasy watermelon. I'm Chuck Labonte, joined as always from poolside by former world champion Bruce Eckert. Bruce?
Hey, Chuck.
The two teams now headed to the bench area, and as is customary, the Canadians salute their fans in the crowd before the match begins.
And here comes what is surely to be only the beginning of the boos for Team Canada. They're not the most popular team in this competition, Chuck, but they're surely one of the most effective.
And now the greasing of the watermelon.
Actually, most people would be surprised to know that Crisco is the official grease for the greased watermelon competitions.
Thanks, Bruce. The referees have buffed and readied the melon and are now moving into position. The underwater referee has submerged, and here we go.
I don't know why you said hello.
Oh, and clearly the Grenadians are going with the Grenadian gambit. That was the question before the match began, and it's a very aggressive strategy.
Remember, the Canadians are much larger, 6'2", 6'4", both 200 pounds, where the U.S. team clearly outmatched here.
And now there's a fight at the center of the pool.
Into the corner, pinned against the wall. Jones left in the corner for dead.
Yeagle seems to be coming back to the play. Now it's 2-on-1. Oh, it appears that, yes. Oh my God, he's biting his leg.
That's gotta be illegal.
Let's see, therein lies another complication with the lack of rules. The referee could stop that if he or she wanted to. Oh, and the washing machine. The Grenadians have brought out the washing machine, and up and down goes the American player. I can't even make out who that is. I think it may be the Colonel.
It continues. Unbelievable. And nothing called yet, Bruce.
The referee's apparently letting it sling by.
Search was declared over yesterday when Inspector Jaspin Meyer called the central offices of Commissioner Henry Pullman to announce that he had located the perfect watermelon.
Official game melon is currently being transported to an undisclosed storage facility.
The announcements came within an hour of each other.
All right, boys, grab a seat, grab a seat. Listen up. I've been playing and coaching this game for about 40 years now. I know what it takes to win, and, I know what you got to do to lose. So, you guys are the players, I'm the coach. But from now on, we're going to be family. I'm going to teach you guys the ins and outs of this game, and I promise you one thing. When we're done, there's not going to be anyone in the world who's going to beat us. And that goes for those stinking Grenadians as well. I don't want you guys thinking about anything but the game. No broads, no boot, none of that stuff, all right? So don't worry what's going to happen with our money either. You got Pullman's in Washington. He's gonna figure it out. So keep your eye on the melon and focus on what you're gonna do in the pool. All right? All right. Let's grab a melon and let's get going.
I noticed in some of the training footage, your team members, are using training melons, which are substantially much smaller than the official size melon.
Well, the smaller melons are, not too many people know this, they're actually heavier than the game melons. There's lead balls inside them. And that, builds the strength and at the same time makes them slipperier because they're so small. So come game time, these boys are used to the heavy melon and they're flinging this thing around like it was nothing. Plus, they got a little more to grab onto. So it's advantageous in many ways.
Remember, we're using a greased watermelon, and that watermelon can really end up anywhere. You're not, you might start with it in your hands, but when you have 4 men in a pool fighting over a greased watermelon, it's going to lubricate 90% of your body, including the hard-to-reach places. So the chafing's really not an issue.
Money is clearly in the open. He can make a run right to the end line.
But out of nowhere comes Eldrick Vitamin Jones with the steal.
Something happened there. It was very quick. I couldn't get an eye on it, but but clearly Vitamin Jones was using some sort of wily maneuver to get that melon away. And now Vitamin Jones moving to the other end, and he gives him a stiff arm. Well done.
Great spin. Unbelievable underhand toss. Clearly in the way now is Colonel Fabian. He has all the room in the world, striding with ease. But oh no, out of nowhere comes Yeagle.
I believe actually that's money. And
Oh
the
no,
Canadian team,
the Heisman.
He's almost treating him like a little brother. What? He's giving him the hook and ladder. Wow, very impressive. And now
breaking away is Vitamin Jones. He will go the distance. He will score.
Deadline. Goal, USA! Goal, USA!
Well, they take the point right out of the Canadians' hands, and the U.S. creates a 2-point swing to take a decisive 1-0 lead here in this gold medal match.
Clearly, the Canadian team is upset, Chuck.
The disbelief, the shock of the Canadians. They had this locked up.
Looks like Vitamin Jones is helping Colonel Fabian out of the pool, and the Gonads look on in disbelief. To all those naysayers who predicted the U.S. wouldn't touch the melon, much less bring it to the other end, well, we've got some news for you, people. We've got ourselves a match.
No one knows that more than Coach LaRussa, who comes to congratulate his players.
Coach K at home must be feeling very proud just about now.
Here he is, the man of the hour, Vitamin Jones, who just moments ago took a drop pass from Colonel Fabian.
Once the people see the melon sliced open and shared amongst the competitors, they'll understand the spirit behind the competition.
How do you respond to allegations of the unnecessary destruction of watermelon for the sake of sport? Allegations backed by the Agricultural Department and the Coalition for Safer Plant Life.
Even in these enlightened times, there's a lot of anti-watermelon out there, and a lot of bigots. So these kids gotta really look past that. They just gotta be tough.
When people call you, melon boy or various insults, you get them all the time.
Commissioner. Yeah, this is Dwayne from Ebony Magazine. Why you gotta use a watermelon?
Melon is melon. I don't know what you guys are trying to dig up, but that's fucking bullshit. Next.
Everyone's always talking about how this sport is much maligned. I think it's, growing in popularity.
You'll see in a couple years, there'll be no more of this. Once Greasy watermelon is established as the forefront. I mean, basketball started out with a peach basket for hoop. You don't see guys dunking on peach baskets these days, do you?
In Olympic sporting news, United States President Emerson met with various officials today to determine the budget for next year's Olympics. Following the discussion, Emerson addressed the media concerning the anticipated troubles with the sport of greasy watermelon.
I will not add to the moral depravity of our country by encouraging our young children to dress up in doinkas and wrestle with lubricated fruits. The United States government has decided to deny funding to this Olympic greasy watermelon effort.
The president issued these remarks after meeting with the GW Commissioner Henry Pullman, but he assured Americans that this outcome would not put an end to his efforts.
How is the team chemistry?
The chemistry between us is fine. I think the way we work together is I got a bit more bulk. He's kind of a skinny guy. We're a bit like that Nintendo hockey team, with the fat guys and the skinny guys, really
Mario
fast.
and Luigi.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the right track, Pepper, but it was a hockey game. Big fat guys who had the big shots, but they were really slow, which is kind of me. I'm not a fast swimmer. I'll just open holes for him and he'll go through them. That's how we work together, but personally we get on great.
Hi everybody, Chuck Labonte with Bruce Eckert back with you here at the Recreation Swimming Center in Brookline, Massachusetts, where the United States has a shocking 1-0 lead. Bruce.
Boy, just when you think the magic's run out in this U.S. team and you're ready to write them off, they seem to turn it on. Down and in trouble early in the first fall, the U.S. shows an incredible ability to rebound and recover, turning the tide from the Gonads' aggressive play and converting an unlikely turnover into a U.S. score. The thing to remember about this Grenadian team is that they've breezed through this Olympics without yielding a point to the opposition in 3 matches thus far. But that's all changed now that the U.S. has managed to break the ice. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of psychological effect this has on the Gonads.
Yeah. We knew if they brought it into our kitchen, we were going to saute it.
Some strong words there from Vitamin Jones as we see the exhaustion and toil upon the face of Colonel Fabian, and as the teams prepare for our second fall of play. Let's break down the highlights from the first point.
Well, both teams are very quick into the pool, Chuck, but the Grenadians get the jump, and what you'll see here is Panzeravalov swimming underneath the melon to grab Jones around the waist and take him out into the corner. This opening sequence is known in GW circles as the Grenadian Gambit, where one player entirely leaves the melon and diagonally attacks on one of the upcoming opponents, hoping to force a one-on-one situation here in the center of the pool. And this is called the washing machine.
A devastating move.
It sure is, Chuck. And we've seen guys carried into the locker room and revived poolside after receiving the full force of a Grenadian spin cycle. But luckily enough for Colonel Fabian and the rest of the U.S. team, Vitamin Jones was able to stop Money on the other end and distract Panzeravalov before he got a chance to do more damage.
It is true, Bruce. We've said it all along that one of the keys to victory for the U.S. team will be the willingness of Vitamin Jones to go blow for blow with the Canadians. And here we see that happening as Vitamin intercepts Money on the goal line and gives him just a torrential wedgie, which knocks the melon loose and allows Vitamin to recover.
The young players from Ganadia, the lack of experience is coming into play there. He should expect the wedgie, almost want the wedgie.
I wouldn't call it a piece of cake. I mean, Coach K has us doing things I've never done before.
What the hell is this crap? Don't give me any more. Let's do it again. Let's do it right. When I say be up at 8 o'clock, I mean 8 o'clock. All right. Get your asses up in your doinkas. Now, meet me at the log. Get a move on. Take a lap!
Man's a genius.
You know, I would do anything for Coach K. I would, sponge him off, do stairs all day, laps. We do the wind sprints. Anything he tells me to do, I'll do it because I know that, he has the competitive experience. He was eating a hot dog and he said, don't look at my hot dog. And I said, I don't want your hot dog. And he looked at me straight in the face and he said, that's why you're not a great player.
How exactly do you plan on winning?
Well, we've been training very hard, and I think that if we do the things that it takes to win, we'll win.
Bruce, if I had told you an hour ago that Team USA would be up 1-0, what would your reaction have been?
Shocked. I would have been shocked, Chuck.
The work now of Vitamin Jones and Colonel Fabian has been unbelievable in round 1. They are now poised to take the title here in the second fall. The referees now preparing themselves, and the players as well. And the Canadians have to be a little bit shocked as well. I mean, this is it.
It sure is, Chuck.
Eagle now preparing himself for round 2, a critical round for this team. Win and they continue, lose and they go home.
And here comes the melon, it enters the pool, and I guarantee you when this reaches the top, the Grenadians will be attacking. And there they go, they enter the pool. And this time the Americans get the melon first, but the Canadians quickly steal. There seems to be some sort of scrum in the middle of the pool. It's really hard to tell.
It's a total mad scramble.
Oh my God, pandemonium is set out in the middle of the pool. There is no strategy going on here. Oh, this is a disaster.
Looks like the referee is swimming into the picture to try and break this up. Like a little confusion here, not noticing the ref who's bringing the melon to the surface. What's happening? What is this? It looks like the ref is signaling. Is that? Yes, it is. The 4 corners.
Yes, the 4 corners indeed. And judging by the reaction of the U.S. team, it's what they were hoping for.
that venture was doomed from the start. For me, a perfect lemonade is a combination, an equal combination of sweet and tart. I mean, they have to be the same. Vitamin, he's all tart, and I think if you tried the lemonade, you know, you would know that it was a little too tart. Didn't work out. Fortunately, we found something that did work out, being the beach song.
In the studio, it's always, you know, there's tension in the studio, and you're trying to be creative, and you can't manufacture Inspirato. And you know, we were trying to manufacture Inspirato. And you hear some of the stuff we came up with.
Grease me up!
Coach, I can't run no more!
That's the nasty shit!
Point I'm pushing towards is that, boy, we were really struggling in there.
Drummers at the lunch.
Get it together. Get it together.
Fuck you guys.
No. Hey, hey.
Tell me a little bit about your experience with that.
Well, I was mostly there for moral support. I'm not much of a rhymer.
Take a lap! Take a lap!
You're not in the pool, out of the pool. They're you know, special duo, those two.
It ended up sounding great.
Yeah, it ended up, Flex came up with a nice idea, and very freeing idea of the beach, and it went from there.
I spent the day where the ocean meets the land, and I frolicked in the sand. I played with the shells on the seashore, and I made a castle out of sand. And then I took my pail and my shovel in my hand and went down where the ocean meets the land.
We've all been introduced to the new Colonel